What's really good though, family tree? Let me know that you're actually inside of the building with me. I'm actually trying something real new right about now. So if it's working, it's working. If it's not working, just let me know, family, yeah? I think I might just have to grab my phone and see what's really good with you guys. Just bear with me. It's going to take roughly about 20 seconds for me to make sure that everything is actually up and running and it's fine. Once I've got that go ahead, I'm gonna just keep on flowing with you guys, right? All right. This is kind of different still because it's now showing me things from a different angle that I don't normally see. Shouts out to Run from Your Wife. I'm actually trying to do this, okay, to see if this whole live streaming thing works. If it works, I'm gonna start doing the Discord streaming. So bear with me. I'm gonna be talking about some good juicy information, baby. But just bear with me. Let me just make sure that this thing is actually working fine. Wow. Okay, I'm seeing it right now. There's about 40 of you guys are tuned in. Works. I'm gonna. Ooh, don't buffer now, baby. Don't buffer now. Doing the Discord streaming. So okay, bear with me. I'm gonna be talking about some. So yeah, it seems as though that it seems as though that whilst I'm watching this right now, it seems as though that I'm lagging quite a lot. Okay, it looks like I'm lagging quite a lot on the live stream. It's not showing it to be as clear as it should be. So apologies. It's also showing the aspect ratio to be a bit off as well. So we'll see what we can do with this. We'll see what we can do this. All right. So yeah, family tree. I don't know. I want you guys to let me know. Should I continue this live stream right now? Or should I go ahead and just do the Google Hangouts? Because it's seeming like it's not that great. It says here, unsupported resolution for latency configuration. You need to change the video resolution. The current resolution is boom, 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 which is not supported for this configuration. Okay, so I need to change it. I need to change my video configuration. Now, let me just quickly see if I have to go over onto the OBS and change it from there. All right, let's see, studio mode. Nope, it's nothing to do with studio mode, I guess. All right, let me try settings. All right, I'm gonna try a thing. Just bear with me for a little bit. Video, let's see, 1280 by 800 output. Okay, 1920 by 1200. Okay, okay. Let's see what's gonna happen. All right, so I believe I'm streaming again. Let me know if you guys can actually see me, if this is going to go into a second live stream or if this is just the same live stream. I need you guys to kind of keep me updated, okay? So I'm here with you. Ooh, come on, let's close this down and let's see if I can open up a new... Let's see what's happening. Okay, so we live again. Let me know if we're live again, family. And let me know if it's actually better, okay? So, right about now, it looks better. It looks better, actually. So, let me quickly read some of your comments. That's the best thing to do. Let me read some of your comments. Close this down. Close it down. Come on, hurry up. I ain't got all day. All right, so again, if you want to get in contact with me, just quickly tag Titans TV. Okay, hit up Titans TV, tag, hit me up, hit the like button and all that good stuff. I'm trying something very new right now. So if this works and the stream is good and the quality is clear, we can start doing some real fun stuff on here. So please keep on supporting Titans TV so we can grow and we can do bigger and better things, right? So we're just trial running a few things right now. If it gets good, we can really drop some powerful things for you guys. Pull up says, I said it before and I'm gonna say it again. Please react to Joyner Lucas. I'm not racist. Okay. All right, I shall do. Just for you, pull-ups, just for you. All right, Peace to Titans TV says Brian McGee. Comet Airlines says Callum wins again. Good day, G. Oh, bro, it's sick. All right, cool, perfect. So it's working, yeah? All right, let me just do something then. So I actually did wanted to do a show today. And this show is actually called Why Black People Are So... Why are we so effed up? Why are black people so effed up? That's the question I'm actually going to put out there, okay? And I don't mind if you're non-black or if you are black to answer this question, right? We don't need to feel offended. We don't need to deal with political correctness around here. Like, speak the real thing, okay? Speak the realness right now, okay? I'm trying to free the realness because, I don't think that the whole world is blind to see that we as black people, we're kind of messed up. we see in other communities, we speak a lot about like Muslim communities, and we can see like, yeah, that issue's messed up. But let's start speaking about us as black people, black community. We're messed up. We can start speaking about English people and so forth and whatever. But that's not for today's show. Today's show, I'm just talking about why black people are so messed up. All right, and I know we're gonna get a lot of hates and all of this nonsense as Caleb, you're catering to the far right. It's like, fam, like I'm talking about black problems and black issues. All right, cool. Catering to the far right. Give thanks. Anyways, yeah. So right now I'm gonna talk about why black people are so effed up, and I'm gonna read some of your comments and see what you guys are actually saying, and then we can discuss. David Hudson says, you held your own. Give thanks. Callum Wagwan with the title. Yeah, Melanated Goddess. I know it's going to be like a bit like, I don't want to hear it. But it's real talks, and I think that we need to discuss it. Okay. 1920 times 1200 is crazy, G. Unless you got fiber optics, turn that ish down. Sugar. Not yet. Black people have a lot to be proud of. Of course, we have a lot to be proud of. But let's talk about the madness that's going on. Would answer, but I'll just point you to South Africa and you can see how messed up black people are. Again, like, and I think I should really clarify what I'm talking about when I say black people. And, don't shut me down when I say this, okay? When I'm talking about black people, I'm actually not talking about people in Africa, okay? Black people, or, people that have melanated, highly melanated skin, i.e. brown skin people, dark brown skin people, I do not classify them as quote unquote black people in terms of an academic, like looking at things in objective academic fashion, right? They are not black people. And I'm going to go into this, why black people are so effed up, okay? And I've been calling for this for quite some time, but it seems though that, the community is not really ready to have that type of conversation. But I'm going to have that conversation regardless, okay? So the reason why black people are so effed up, in my humble opinion, okay, as well as the various many scholars that have actually read on this particular topic, it's simply to do with black culture. That's all, okay? Black people are black people based upon their culture, okay? English people are English people, not based upon their ethnicity in terms of, or their genetic makeup. It's based upon your culture. English culture makes you an Englishman. You dig what I'm saying? So, you can even have like black people in China, like, and they're black Chinese, and they're Chinese people, and they're Chinese based upon their culture. And the problem is black culture, okay, is a dysfunctional culture. And I'll explain that very shortly. And I'm not going to say that there's nothing good in black culture, there's nothing beautiful, or there's nothing great that's never come out of black culture. Just bear with me for a little while. I'm always going to sing the praises of supposed black people, okay? So what I'm talking about, black culture is dysfunctional. I'm saying it as this. Black culture is something that has been, before I talk about that actually, let's actually get into the root of what culture is. Culture is a designed way of living, okay? Remember this. Culture is a designed way of living, okay? Somebody or a group of people have constructed, okay, a culture for people to live by and under, right? And when I talk about blacks, so I can just get that out of the way real quickly. When I'm talking about black people, okay, I'm talking about people who are of African descendants, who were enslaved and colonized, okay? The descendants of enslaved and colonized Africans, or the descendants of enslaved Africans, are those people that I'm referring to as black people, right? It's like when we have Black History Month, it's not talking about African history. The point that it starts at is the transatlantic slave trade. Okay, the point that you went into slavery. That's when everything got blacked out. Your whole history, your whole heritage, everything that made you you was cut off from the root. Okay, that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about black people. So I'm talking about people in the Americas, i.e., North America and South America. I'm talking about those people also in Brazil. I'm talking about those people in the Caribbean islands as well. All of these people are what I refer to as black people, okay? Or what we normally know as black people. It's not African people in East Africa, South Africa, North Africa, West Africa, Central Africa. They've now taken on, based upon coming into this country, they now identify as black. But that's not initially where that term came from. That whole terminology of black people is how can I put it? It was a construction that was created alongside white. Okay, So there would be no black if there was no white, and there'd be no white if there was no black. It's kind of like when we was watching the Klansman film and it was talking about, black power was a reactionary movement to white power. If there was no white power, there would be no need for black power. There would be no need to identify ourselves based upon these colors at all, because we're not really black, in terms of complexion. We're actually brown skinned people of various different tones and shades. So when we're talking about black culture, it's something that was constructed, um, kind of like a dichotomy, like between black and white. And the white culture was the dominant culture. It was the pervasive culture. It was the culture that was used to, how can I put it, dominate and subjugate supposed black people. So what I'm trying to say to you is this, because I know I might be rambling, and I don't know if everybody's catching me. Okay, and I need to look on the screen, like it's all different. On Google Hangouts, it's just different. So let me look on the screen and see what you guys are seeing. So when I'm talking about black culture, I'm talking about this culture that has been designed by, the, how can I put it, the descendants, okay, of the dominant and enslaving society. Okay, the descendants of the dominant and enslaving society. They created and constructed the black culture. Okay, and this culture was geared towards being self-destructive, geared towards being, how can I put it, dysfunctional. It was geared towards being repressive. It was geared towards being, being a victim culture. Is all of these things. Okay, all of these things was, created and constructed for black people. And us as black people, when we went through this, whole enslavement period. Actually, I got something written down here. This is quite cool. I didn't even realize. Okay, so it's a dysfunctional black culture, designed living imposed on enslaved Africans by white slave owners. Enslaved Africans mediated this victim culture imposed by whites with elements of African culture as well as elements of British and European culture, as they imitated the design for living of their white masters. Okay. Wow. Wow. See, I love going back into my old little notes and stuff here, because it's got some powerful stuff in here. Ooh, 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 look at this. Imagine this. All right, you know what, yeah, let me just take some time out and actually read some of this. Okay, so again, yeah, this black culture was designed by, the slave owners, and was imposed upon the enslaved Africans to give them this victim mentality or this victim culture. All right, and it has a lot of pathologies. Okay, it literally sparked a lot of pathologies in the the blacks' minds. Okay, some of these pathologies are post-traumatic stress syndrome, inferiority complex, self-hatred, i.e., low self-esteem, autophobia, depression, body dysmorphic disorder, and racialized emotions. Okay, i.e., fear, anger, hatred, disgust, and grief towards the white other. All right, this is what's going on. Okay, this is the culture that's been created for us as black people. And I've been fighting for some time here to say, like, black people, like, I'm going to do black people. Really and truly, we are descendants of enslaved and colonized Africans. All right, those people who are descendants of enslaved and colonized Africans, especially the British African Caribbeans that's over here in this country, we need to take some time out. Okay, we need to take some time out and really reflect upon the situation that we are in. We've been bred into a victim culture. We've been bred into, and we currently possess a victim mentality. All right, and a lot of you are gonna fight me for this, for telling the truth. Okay, like I always say, this truth goes through three stages. Right, first of all, it is it is rejected, basically. Okay, or it's mocked and rejected. All right, then afterwards it becomes violently oppressed. People want to fight you because of this truth, and then afterwards it becomes, okay, it becomes a self-evident truth. And I'm trying to get everybody up onto that. To the point that we now need to start really looking at ourselves, evaluating ourselves, coming out of this victim culture, and be conscious creators of culture. Okay, we need to be conscious creators of culture. And that's why I've been really calling for us as, so-called African or Afro-Caribbean people to come down to Speaker's Corner, right? So we can all link up with like-minded individuals. It's only going to be a few of us that's actually going to do it. And I've been calling for something that I like to call the think tank. And I think other people, outside of the black experience should also come down and do this as well, because we need to actually create a think tank on how we can actually revolutionize our culture and revolutionize our communities as a whole. All right, I'm really calling for that because I really need the most intelligent people to come down, most talented to come down. Those people who have the most amount of experience to come down, so we can construct something for ourselves. Because if we can clearly see, right, for the last, I don't know, 60 odd years that we've been into this in this country, I think 60 years, 1960s, yeah, possibly 60 years that we've been into this country, right? We still haven't really progressed at the rate that other cultures have been progressing, okay, or other communities have been progressing. And the simple answer to that is not that we're dumber or stupider or, like, I even know there's something wrong with us. There's nothing wrong with us as a people, as in, as our human selves. There's nothing wrong with us in that respect. It's something that is, how can I put it, ephemeral. It's something that is not actually tangible, but it's something that's been passed down from generation to generation, and that is culture. Okay, that is what's holding us back. It's our culture that's holding us back. It's that plain and simple. A lot of other people, if you look at their culture, just to say relationship wise culture, in their culture, like, they're all married. Like, they're all married. They all, they, all the children, not all the children, but I'm just, I'm speaking in that respect. The children are growing up in not single, family households. They're not growing up like that. They're not growing up with single mothers. They're not doing that. Okay, they're actually growing up with mothers and fathers in the household. Even if you go into the Asian community, they're growing up here with several generations inside of the family: the mother, the father, the grandmother, the grandfather, yeah, and then the little children as well, is all growing up in one household. And when you see the way that they come out, really enculturated into that type of, productive paradigm. They really do. If you look at them in terms of educational wise, they are progressive. They actually hold it on to the culture that of their place of origin. What I mean by that, if you're Bangladeshi or Pakistani, I'm guaranteeing you most of you guys can still speak, your Urdus, your Hindis, your Punjabis, and so forth, is because you have that several different generations that's living in the same house, that's constantly, constantly speaking to the child, constantly enculturating the child in what it is to be a Pakistani child, what it is to be a Bangladeshi child, what it is to be a Sikhi child or Punjabi child, right? But we, as a community and a culture, like as Black people, we don't have that. Like, as soon as we turn 18, like, our parents are happy just to kick us out, and we're literally having to start from scratch. Literally, we're starting from scratch. Those communities, like, it's not from scratch at all. Like, the parents have been working so hard. They're paying money down. They're paying like 20 bags down for your wedding. They're paying like 50 bags down on your house. They're paying. Like, everybody is working together. And I don't think we as Black people, we have that sense of household and family and community as other people have. And we really need to start reflecting on these things. We really need to start coming together and start seeing, like, right, like, let's look around us. Let's look around us. Let's look around us. Let's look at the Jews. Let's look at the Asians. Let's look at the Chinese. Let's look at the Africans. Let's look at everybody around us, right? And let's see, what are they doing, all right, that we are not doing, okay? And what is making them get better results that we're not getting better results? Why are we getting the best results, but they're getting the best results? We really need to start looking and seeing what other people have, and what we can adapt into our own culture, or how can we construct or create a culture that can actually be beneficial for following generations. Like, we lack that ability to be observant. We lack the ability, like, somehow, to evaluate our circumstance and situation. We simply carry on in the same manner from generations to generations to generations. Like cops, like, are the bad guys. Like, we're instilling that into the children's mind, right? We keep instilling those, like, negative ideas into the children's mind. We keep instilling the ideas of racism into our children's minds, right? We keep instilling things into our children's minds that allow them or make them to be disenfranchised from society or the mainstream society. We keep doing this. Is we ourselves as a community, we keep on doing this, and we're still wondering like, why are we at the bottom? Simply try something different. Simply try something different. Is that like it's so plain and obvious and easy for I think everybody to see. And we don't want to because we're so trapped in this culture that's been created by the slave owner. And some of us are still on the plantation. Like some people ask me, but Callum, what are you? Are you the house Negro or are you the field Negro? And I'm like, God damn, God damn, like, how long ago was slavery over? Like, oh, like, I don't view myself as a slave, B. I don't view myself as a slave. I'm a free rascal man, right? And I tell everybody again, I view myself as the highest manifestation that there is in this universe. That's how I view myself. So don't pull me down onto no house or field stuff. It's like, huh? Like, really? Like, why would you want to compare yourself to a slave? Like, why would you want to compare yourself? I ain't got time for that. I want to compare myself to a businessman. I want to compare myself to a politician. I want to compare myself, yeah, to all of the greatest leaders that history has ever produced. Why would I want to compare myself to the lowest, most despicable thing that human history has ever constructed and created and imposed on other human beings? Why would I want to do that? But y'all ain't gonna hear me though. Y'all ain't gonna hear me. Y'all definitely ain't gonna hear me on that. But anyways, I'm actually gonna just check out and see what's going on. I don't even know how many people are tuned in. I believe it's 165. I'm looking on my phone. But yeah, hit up the like button. Hit the like button. I'm gonna try something very, very, very different, right? No, let me read out some of your comments first, right? I'm gonna read out some of your comments. So type Titans TV and tell me and let me know what you guys are talking about. So I'm gonna read Melanated Goddess says she's driving. You're not even for your people. You COON says Rocky Valentino. I think I think in probability wise, I think that highly that you're not even a black person, are you? Rocky Valentino, let us know, are you a black person? Okay, let us know. Are you a black person using this racial slur? And then you have to understand that if you are a black person using that racial slur, you have to understand that you definitely aren't for your people, right? If you are ready, as soon as somebody has a difference of opinion to you, you are ready to racially abuse that person, okay? And if that person is of your same racial grouping, you clearly aren't for your people because you're now teaching everybody else. If you somebody disagrees with you, you're going to that's part of your own racial grouping, you're going to racially abuse them. Well done. Stand up human being that you are. Soko Film says, come on, Liverpool top. Loving the show. Callum, big up. Big. Hold on, what's it? Whoa, whoa, oh, I went too fast. All right. Big Bro was good. I hope Big Bro is up in here. I did see him earlier on. Shouts out to my elder, Big Bro. Salute to you, King. Are you guys watching Callum and Mo? As it won't load for me. Keep saying cannot connect with server on the phone and laptop. I don't know. I can watch myself. I'm watching myself on the phone right now, so it should be working. Black people got to go to Happy Independent on the breads and circuses. Okay. I hear you, Callum says ultra funky. Oh man. Oh man. Says Cop Enterprise. Let's quickly see. Jamie Wilson's, do you think Plato's description of Atlantis was a real place or mythical? Jeez. I think it was a real place in the making. Okay, it was a real place in the making. Callum, what do you think of it's going too fast. Okay, let me scroll up. I think I need to delete a lot of things on my laptop actually. That's what's causing a lot of these problems. All right. Over 600,000 men, white men, gave their lives to free black slaves. What about that? All right. Callum, what do you think the average net worth of a black retiree in the UK is? I haven't done the research to know, so I'm not even going to try to estimate. Callum is here trying to help, and these fools trying to pull him down. Oh man. Okay, Callum, I feel Black West Indians have slowly forgotten the idea of having a family and building a family. I find Nigerians, Ghanaians tend to still be old school, like Punjabis and Asians. Indeed, indeed. And I would like to quickly do this. Can I do this? Can I do this? Let's see if I can do this. Right. Let's see. This is gonna come up right here. Okay. We've got a a book, okay, by one of my teachers, okay, one of my master teachers over here in the UK. All right, UK born, UK bred. She has a UK bred. All right, it's called Towards Bicultural Competence Beyond Black and White by Dr. Gloria Gordon. All right, I would love for you guys to actually make the purchase, buy this book, buy this book, right? Any of you guys that's really on community building or black betterment or any of those catchphrases there, that is, yeah, any of those catchphrases, purchase that book and then let's start thinking, let's start talking, right? And we could really start making a difference in this world. Right, I really want you guys to jump on that so we can really and truly make a difference. A lot of people won't buy the book and won't actually read the book, and I don't mind because, as I said again, like I'm only here to provoke to think. I'm only here to reach out to those people who want to change, who actually want to make a difference and change themselves, right? That's the only people I'm interested in. Everybody else is just a bonus for me right now because it's only going to take about 10% of my subscribers or 10% of the people that's viewing these videos here, right, to truly make a difference. All right, it's even less than 10%. It's even less than 1% of these people on here that actually, hit up the super chat button, donates, or hits me up in the PayPal or the Patreons or GoFundMe. It's only a small percentage of these people. Because these people are the ones that really put, their money where their mouth is. These people really are about making a change. These people are really the ones who are saying, "Oh, what's that book you said you like again? Go onto Amazon," and they'll make the purchase. These are the real people that I'm actually interested in. You dig? All right. So, in continuing, I got one of these lovely. Ooh, I can't do screen share. I don't know how to do screen share on this thing. Let's see if I can. No, I don't even know how to do screen share. The computer's moving mad crazy as it is. All right. So, I wanted to read this out actually because I found this was very interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. This is actually coming from, what's his name now? Okay. This is coming from Oriental philosophy. I believe, is it Confucius, Zongzu? Confucius? I believe it's Confucius in his book on knowledge, the fourth book called Knowledge, right? And he says something that was so important and very vital. And it's always rang bells and rang home to me. All right. I know other philosophies actually speak on this, but the way that it was articulated, I really wanted to share it with people. It says here, in ancient times, those who wish to make bright virtue brilliant in the world first ordered their states. Those who wish to order their states first align their households. Those who wish to align their households first refined their persons. Those who wish to refine their persons first balanced their minds. Those who wish to balance their minds first perfected the genuineness of their intentions. Those who wish to perfect the genuineness of their intentions first extended their understanding. Extended one's understanding lies in aligning affairs. All right. Now let me just break that down. Let me do that in the reverse order now. All right. So only after affairs have been aligned may one's understanding be fully extended. Only after one's understanding is fully extended may one's intention be perfectly genuine. Only after one's intentions are perfectly genuine may one's mind be balanced. Only after one's mind is balanced may one's persons be refined. Only after one's persons is refined may one's household be aligned. Only after one's household is aligned may one's state be ordered. Only after one's state is ordered may the world be set at peace. From the Son of Heaven to the common person, for all alike, refining the person is the root. That root should be discovered, yet branches ordered is not possible. That what should be thickened is thinned, yet what is thin becomes thick, has never yet been so. This is the meaning of knowing the root, right? So in that sense, what he's basically saying is that from the Son of Heaven, okay, this is like the Pharaoh, or the emperor, like the person who sits on the throne, who runs the whole nation, right? Like from him all the way down to the common person alike, yeah? The number one thing is to refine the person. That's the number one thing. Like, if you want to fix the whole world, or if you want to change the whole world, the first thing you need to do is change yourself. You need to perfect yourself. You need to realign yourself. You need to make yourself one again. And in order to do that, is by changing your heart and your mind. That's it. Changing your heart and mind and getting it to a place of rectitude. Really refining it. Really refining it. Really reflecting and meditating upon your thoughts. Not simply reflecting upon those thoughts, but straightening out those thoughts. Make sure what you're thinking, the things that you're thinking about, are correct. Because if you start on a faulty premise, right? If you start on something that's fallacious or in error, what's going to be happening? The only thing that you can produce at the end of the day is error. Because your starting point was faulty. And we talk about this in Kemet. Like, there's the two things that we talk about, right? Is your spirit or your morals or your heart and your mind. These are the two things that we try to perfect on a daily basis. We really try to breed righteousness and justice and equality and balancement in our hearts. We really try to breed logic and truth and knowledge in our minds. And we know once those two things are unified in our consciousness, like everything that we do from then onwards can only bring about the righteous or positive acts. But most people, they want to change the world without first changing themselves. And that's our problem. And I'll tell you, like, I'll be real. Like, that's why I don't tell anybody how to live their life. I'll be real with you. Like, oh, you should convert to this? Nah, I'm not trying to bring nobody into my way of life, right? I'm not trying to convert nobody. I can relate to you my truth. I can relate to you things that's helped me, but I'm not on that stage where I can start perfecting other people. I first need to perfect myself. You dig what I'm saying? That's what we should all be focusing on, perfecting ourselves. Once we're able to perfect ourselves, no matter what situation that we're in, if we're with our family members, right? And we can be a model for our family members. Guess what? Our family members will take on our example. And if our family members are taking on our example and they're going on in their day-to-day lives, when they go out to work, guess what? Other people want to emulate good behavior and good conduct. And you will help to change the people in your own sphere that you're going to work on an 8-hour shift with. Then afterwards, when you come home from that 8-hour shift and then you're mixing with your own peers and your friends and your extended family, your community that I like to call it, right? If you're able to reflect that light that's inside of yourself and everybody else could perceive that light and they would like to emulate that light that you have, you can now light everybody else because they would want to emulate that particular light. And that's how you fix a community. And then once that community is fixed, it just keeps on going up and up. You now start fixing a whole city, a whole state, a whole nation, and then it can proceed outwards to the whole world. Don't try to change the whole world without first changing yourself, because that's a world that you yourself wouldn't even want to live in. That's a world that you yourself can't even live in. But anyways, let me quickly go into this. What's good with family, all right? So I know a few of you guys would like to come in and talk. Let me see what I can do then. Is the stream health is saying that it's not good? All right. Forgive me if I've been talking for too long. Yes, bro, send me the link if possible. All right, this is what I'm going to do. All right, let's see if I can start something. Want to start something? It won't be nothing. All right, let me actually go right here. All right, Buddha. Let's see. All right, so I've got this set up. Let's see if I can now jump on a live stream whilst I'm on here. Okay, bear with me, family. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So shouts out to all of you guys who have donated. I don't know if anybody has donated, but usually you guys do donate. But I can't see it today. So shouts out to you guys who actually donated. Love for you guys. All you guys actually keep Titans TV up and running. And those of you guys who've been hitting the like button like crazy, again, I can't see all of this, but I already know my fan base already. They love it, so they'll be hitting up the like button before it's even started. Salute to you guys for doing that, and salute to you guys for actually sharing the link as well, helping us to grow and helping this great information to go out to as many people as possible. Salute, salute. Yeah. Let me copy link to share. All right, it's copied. Let's see, Buddha, if I can get you into the building. All right. So, Buddha, here you go. There you go. I've just seen John McDermott has donated. Shouts out to John McDermott. Always showing that love. Always, 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 without fail, John McDermott's always showing that love. We've got to love the family members that keep on supporting. Shouts out to Hassan Yilmaz. Evid's pissed off. Jay Black's online is doing his thing. I know Red Jumper Guy says lagging. Apologies. I'm trying something different. I'm gonna have to see what I can do and fix the situation. So right now we have got Buddha in the building with us. I want to see if I can share the screen. Let's see if I can do this. Give me a second, Buddha. Nope, that's the wrong one. Video capture device, window capture. All right. Okay, sorry, Buddha. I'm trying, but I don't know how to get you seen by everybody. Let's see if I turn off window capture. And nope. All right. All right. Okay. So I'm trying the thing, but I don't know if it's gonna work. All right. And nope, it doesn't look like it is gonna work. So apologies. I am trying. So if you wanted to say anything, Buddha, please do while I try to fix this.
Yeah, give me a sec, man. I'm just trying to sort my own things out as well. Give me a sec.
Okay, cool. Oh, sugar! Shouts out to Ultra Funky as well. Ultra Funky, I will not be outdone. He says. This is what I'm saying. You know, the family is so much jokes, man. I love you guys. You really support Titans TV. Okay, so is it not sharing the screen then? Like it's still showing the old one. All right, I'm trying to share my screen, but I guess it's not working. Let's see. It's coming up there. All right, maybe it just won't work, but I tried. No one can say I didn't try. I tried. Okay, so yeah.
Yo, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Feedback earlier. What was I saying? See. Right. So what you was talking about, black culture. What point? What time are you going back to? Just in recent years, or are you going back from inception of slavery?
Inception. So I said earlier on that black culture was designed, by the enslavers.
Okay, I can't hear anyone.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? All right. If you can't hear me, I'm going to just reiterate it so everybody else can hear me. I said that black culture was a culture that was designed by the white, quote unquote, white slave owners, okay, for black people, okay, quote unquote, black people. And of course, throughout the years, we've, had adaptations from African culture, okay. We've had adaptations from European culture when they've come into the Caribbeans and so forth. We've had adaptations from British culture when we've come over here to the UK, okay? And we've had other adaptations, i.e. American culture, for us as blacks within inside of Britain. So there's been a lot of adaptations that we've been taking on as black culture. We've even been taking on, Arab culture at best. I call it Arab culture. Some of us have taken on Arab cultures as well. So there's a lot of adaptations that we've had throughout the years that has manufactured what we know as today as black culture. Now, culture isn't something that is not static. It's something that is always moving. It's always evolving. As long as there is people being born, as long as there's new events occurring, our culture is always changing and adapting to the times.
what part do you think education plays in this culture?
What part does education play in this culture? Education is fundamental. The only way that culture is actually transmitted is by education. Like everything is taught. Like from the moment that you are born, um, you are being indoctrinated into this culture.
All right, cool. So, just trying to understand clearly what you were saying earlier on. So I'm struggling over it. So the black culture that you're saying that exists from the West Indies and the Caribbean, etc., as you mentioned, that was partly imposed on us. It takes from European bits and pieces. I agree with that. Do you see that as a negative? Do you see black culture as a negative at now? Because your title of your video is called F'd Up. So
yeah,
that's a negative. You're looking at black culture today as negative.
Of course. Black culture.
Are there any positives?
No, of course. I've said it before. Black culture is a dysfunctional culture. Okay, when we're looking at it as a whole, it's a dysfunctional culture. It's not to say that black culture hasn't produced anything that is great or anything that is good. Okay, there is elements inside of black culture which is positive, which is good, and so forth. Right, but a culture that's been designed other than yourself to enslave you and to make you dependent upon the other, i.e., white culture, okay, is inherently, intrinsically bad for black people. It was designed to be bad or to have negative effects on black people. And that's the reason why I'm saying we need to start to remove ourselves and distance ourselves from black culture and be conscious creators of culture and create and have this cultural revolution as black people. Okay, we need to have a cultural revolution where the intelligence one of us of us as a people should construct.
Do you not feel that that's happening to a certain degree now? I mean, no. What you're talking about, I would say, was more prevalent back in the 80s and 90s, possibly. But now, do you not see a movement where your subscribers, many of them are quite young?
No, what we're having right now is what we're having adaptations. That's what we're having.
Yes.
We're having various different adaptations, and those adaptations are not going to the root or the core of the problem.
Where I reckon I would disagree with you is this: I don't feel that we need to be scrapped and start a new one.
Sorry,
I don't feel that.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
History and too much history left.
You're breaking up.
I don't feel that we should do that.
Okay.
So when you say you want to scrap the black culture and start a new one, I don't agree with that. I think black culture that exists at this moment in time has got so much history behind it, so many lessons learned. To do that would be a massive disservice. I think it needs to evolve as opposed to start completely different. And I can see certain evolutions of that. You're part of that evolution. I don't think it's as bad as it was maybe in the 90s, particularly in the 90s, from my own experience. That's the only thing I think I would disagree.
All right.
I don't think it needs to stop. I think it's evolve.
All right. Let me see if I can share the link with others. Dorian Wilson says, when Africa unites and stand up to Europe and America, we can't make any real progress if the motherland is corrupt. Okay, Callum, when's Brother Polite on Titans TV next? Good question, actually. I know he's been traveling. I might have to reach out to him. Okay, let's see. We definitely need to chat about your setup, G. Yeah, we do. So I've just posted the link. Okay, I believe it's been posted. I've posted the link inside of the chat section. Okay, and I think what I need to do as well is actually delete a lot of things that I've got up to try to speed up the connection. Has it been posted? Let me know. Has it actually been posted? Let's see. There you go. So the link has been posted. If you guys would like to come in, I'm not trying to be here for too long, so please come in as soon as possible. Yeah, buddy. So we've got Ultra Funky. Ultra Funky, do you want to drop anything? Okay. So you know, so earlier on, let me actually speak on this again. So earlier on, I was mentioning about black culture and so forth, right? And I just wanted to read out something to you guys. It says here, culture is a product of ethnic identification. It is a group. It is group specific and has nothing at all to do with skin color. Okay. Remember earlier on I told you about the Englishman and so forth. All right. So it has nothing to do with skin color. Black culture has nothing to do with skin color. Right. Culture is the product of ethnic identification. It is group specific and has nothing to do with skin color. Right. Smith, all right, in 1991 defines an ethnic group as a reference group called called on by people who share a common history and culture, who may be identifiable because they share similar physical features and values, and who, through the process of interacting with each other and establishing boundaries with others, identify themselves as being a member of that group. Ethnic identity is the sum total of group members' feelings about those values, symbols, and common histories that identify them as a distinct group. A person does not belong to an ethnic group by choice. Rather, he or she must be born into such a group and becomes related to it through emotional and symbolic ties. All right. Again, feeding back into what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about black culture, I'm not speaking about African culture or Nigerian culture, or should I say? I shouldn't even say Nigerian because there's not such a thing as that really. I shouldn't. I'm not talking about Igbo culture or Ewe culture or Ga culture or Sere culture or Somali culture. When I'm talking about black culture, when I'm talking about black culture, I'm talking about those people who share a common history, those people who share a common story, right? These are the people that have been taken away. These are the people that have been kidnapped and enslaved, okay, and shipped from Africa, West Central Africa, all the way over to the West Indies and the Americas. That is the culture, or that is the group of people that I'm talking about right now as an ethnicity. Whew, that noise is a lot, B. Yo, J Blacks, mute it up a little bit, G. Unless you're ready to speak. And I can't even do no muting myself on this one. The only thing I can do is just close everything out. So if you can, please try to mute your mic. Alright. So, God, I'm waiting for you guys. If you guys got anything to say?
Ooh, something to say. I'll probably wait off air before I say something still.
All right.
It's not relevant.
And earlier when you was talking about, you know, things being passed on, all right? And I wanted to read something else to you. It says here, education is the process whereby culture is transmitted to a new generation of the group so that they can build on the knowledge and understanding transmitted instead of starting from scratch. Thus, each generation benefits from those who have gone before, as well as having legacies to create for generations to come. Culture can either be a beacon of light, revealing to us what it means to be a human being and how best to live our lives, as understood by our ancestors, or a veil, an extremely imposed cultural disorder, blinding us to the reality of what it means to be human, as in the case of the descendants of enslaved Africans. All right.
So let me ask you this, Callum. So what exactly would you change? What specific areas would you change?
It's, again, I wouldn't even change anything. As I said before, I would uproot it. I would actually uproot it. So in me saying uproot it, I understand that the fact that This culture from the root was not designed and created by us. Okay, so anything that I'm going to be doing is going to be considered to be patchwork. Okay, and I don't want to do patchwork. I want to actually rip up the flooring, okay, and put new foundations in. So from the foundation up, it's not being created by others to suppress us, but it's being created by us to elevate us. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm starting straight from the
Ooh,
beginning.
you know what, Callum? That's very reminiscent of a Sharia type. No, man, that sounds very dangerous. I would say, look, all right, there's elements within many cultures that are just in white culture, in culture, whatever. There's many elements within those cultures that may be perceived by other people as wrong or as bad, etc., etc. Doesn't mean you have to annihilate the whole culture and start afresh. I don't agree with that. There's too much water under the bridge.
Again,
to realize that certain things have been done to enable us to have that culture. And so for us, or for you to turn around and say, listen, get rid of it altogether, that's quite apocalyptic, really.
no, 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 no. I'm not telling anybody to get rid of the black culture. I'm saying for those of us, okay, who are intelligent enough to understand, right, we need to construct our own culture. We need to construct our own culture. Sorry?
Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Barely hear you. Could be mine, but go on.
Yeah, I think it's yours. So those of us who are actually intelligent enough, we need to construct our own culture, right? Anybody else that wants to jump on board on that and can fit into that, come on in. But those of you lot who can't, stay away. That's that simple. It's only for those of us who are ready to make it. Is that clear and simple?
Yo,
Go ahead, Jay.
You wanna uproot the? I need to talk to Buddha as well about the Sharia comment. But you uproot the black culture and replace it with what?
Again, I'm telling everybody that we need to step away from it. Okay, we need to step away from that, and we ourselves need to be conscious creators of culture. So it's not something that one man is going to be able to do. We need a whole community or whole grouping of people that have expertise in various different areas of life, okay, that can benefit and construct and create a new culture for us, right? So we need people who are, wise enough to know about health. We need people wise enough to know about finances. We need people wise enough to know about spirituality. We need people wise enough to know about all the various different aspects of life, of a human being, of a family unit, of a community itself, to construct something that us as a people can utilize as our operating system. So it needs a whole community to come up with this, to create it for themselves. It shouldn't be just one man creating a culture for other people. That is what you call cult mentality. It will produce a cult mentality. We want to produce something just like the Americans did. We want to create our own constitution. We want to create our own value system, right? That is going to be beneficial and productive for living inside of the United Kingdom or anywhere that we go, as a matter of fact. Instead of having a culture that wherever we go, we cause or create destructive results. I'm tired of seeing destructive results. I want to see constructive results. And those of the people in here who are intelligent enough to understand and realize that, I think they would want to do the same thing. And I think those people would want to come together with like-minded individuals to construct a better future for themselves and their family. Because a lot of us are having children right now. A lot of us, okay, are realizing that, God damn it, I don't want my child to be growing up in knife crime or gang crimes or anything like that. I don't want my children to be dying off at a young age. I don't want to have produced and put in so much effort and energy for it to be cut short at the age of 15 or the age of 13 that some of these children are dying at. I don't want my children to be smoking crack cocaine. I don't want my children to be, get involved in molesting children or anything like that. We need to create our culture and an environment best suited for our generation, for our children. Is that plain and simple? And I think if anybody else can't get that, I don't know what I don't know what's wrong with them. To be honest with you.
I was gonna follow up the question asking you, can you give an example of a previous time in history when this happened? And you mentioned, you see, America had their own land, they had their own thing, yeah, they had their own control basically. Yeah, I'm saying, how do you black folks now get your land in that?
Sorry, how do we black folks do what?
'Cause I could give you another example. Now you mentioned the example of America, innit? I was gonna ask you an example when in history did a community uproot itself completely away from its culture, made a new one.
Oh, so we're gonna talk about Islam and Muhammad traveling to Medina and so forth.
No, I'm not mentioning that. I'm asking you, could you give an example?
No, I know you're Muslim. I know you're Muslim already, and I know that is a perfect account from an Islamic perspective. So yeah, that's a very nice account, and that is a good account as well. And that's something as us as black folks, we can look into that account and we can see what this group of people did and how brave they were and how they were able to uproot themselves, how they're able to establish themselves within inside of a new land, how they're able to forge alliances with people around themselves, how they're able to create their own community, how they're able to write up a constitution, how they're able to enforce the laws and legal regimes to govern themselves. So yeah, that's a perfect example. And again, we should be looking at these examples and taking notes from these examples. This is what history is there for. It is there for us to learn from other people's examples, to learn from other people's mistakes as well.
Yeah, if you use the Medina example and you could use the American example, I'm just saying both examples, they had a land, they had a country which they they got a base basically. So like, how are you supposed to establish a base in today's climate of the world?
So right now, I couldn't care less about land in that respect. What I care right about now is for us as a people to fix our ills. We are suffering from a lot of pathologies that have been, how can I put it, injected into us based upon being enculturated inside of black culture. So we are suffering from a lot of diseases or diseases or mental, how can I put it? Mental illnesses. A lot of us are suffering from body dysmorphia, meaning a lot of us, you find us bleaching out our skins. You'll find a lot of us are relaxing our hair. You'll find a lot of us putting in contact lenses. You'll find a lot of us trying to, either get big bottoms or whatever the case is. Like there's a lot of things that we're suffering from because we're not comfortable in our skin. We're actually looking at, for example, the European ideal as beauty for something that we should be emulating. All right. So you find a lot of people, especially within, inside of the African communities, as well as in the Caribbean communities, as well as in the Asian communities, you'll find that, there's a lot of bleaching creams that's out there. And we're literally burning away our skins because we're trying to fit into the dominant society. We're trying to be, white skinned or lighter skinned because we're suffering from shadism, or we're suffering from pigmentocrosity, whatever that means. Well, I do know what that means, but I mean that we're suffering from these things, right? We're trying to bleach out our skins, and we need to fix that up first. We need to tell our people to realize that we should step away from that European ideal of beauty and really reflect upon what it is to be an African, or what it is to be an Afro-Caribbean ideals that we should construct. All right, we need to construct ideals. We need to tell our people what it is, what beautiful skin complexion that we have, what a glory it is to have this type of melanin, or what type of glory it is to have this shade of color that we are, whether we're very dark skin or very light skin. We need to instill that pride back into ourselves. So it takes a whole community to work on these things. It takes a whole community to teach women, okay, that we don't need to be burning out our scalps, right? We don't need to be pressing our hair or perming our hairs or wearing these wigs or wearing these weaves, wearing other people's, dead children's hair, in our own head. Like these are pathologies that we're suffering from. And I apologize yet again to all my women who's hearing this. I don't mean to attack anybody like that. I'm just simply saying, like other people looking at us must think that we're really, really crazy. We're wearing other people's hair in our heads. Pre that for a hot second. We're wearing children's hair in our heads. Pre that for a second. We're wearing horse hair in our heads. Pre that for a hot second. Dead children's hair or dead people's hair are now in our own head. Like pre that for a hot second. And why are we doing these things? Because we're emulating the ideals of beauty that was not constructed for ourselves. It was constructed for other people. But now we want to fit into the society and we're taking on these ideals of beauty for our own selves. So we're pressing our hair. Why don't we have Afro hair as being something that's beautiful? Why don't you have other people wanting to emulate your own hairstyles? Most black people or black girls don't even know the various different hairstyles that they can have for themselves. All they know is the hairstyles of the mainstream society. Like we need to start teaching ourselves what it is to be black again, or what it is to be African again, or what it is to be Afro-Caribbean again. You dig what I'm saying? We need to start teaching the men what it is to be men again. You know, it's not simply just going out on road and acting hard or going out on road and impregnating loads of different women. We need to teach men again what it is to be men, what it is to be providers, what it is to be protectors, what it is to be educators, what it is to be a man again from an African or an Afro-Caribbean perspective, or even from a human perspective. We need to re-educate ourselves. Like what I'm saying to you should be nothing that's shocking or new to anybody. It's just simple mathematics. It's just simple skills that we should have as a people, but we don't have it because we've lost everything via the transatlantic slave trade. We lost what it was to be who we are supposed to be, and something new has been injected inside of us. We've got a new operating system. A lot of people are talking about, I'm more blacker than you. Like, most probably you are, G. Most probably you are. Like, you most probably have that NIGGER mentality that's rocking inside of you because you've taken on this culture. You're now, how can I put it, being socialized into urban culture. And urban culture is proliferated by black culture. So you're now sipping in that dysfunctional ideology into yourselves. Don't worry, keep on sipping in that dysfunctionality and see how far that will get you. I'm trying to step far away from that. And I'm trying to regain what it is to be an African man, what it is to be an Afro-Caribbean man, what it is to be a man, full stop. So you carry on with your false identity. I'm not about that life, G. I'm about doing bigger and better things than that. Oh, man.
You sounds like some like G Circle. What you saying, man? Shout out to them guys, man. But
yeah, shouts out to the G Circle.
Can you close your 433 tabs, man? Because this thing is lagging hard, brother.
Jeez.
It's coming from yours.
I know. Let me see what else I can do. If I close that one, it's game over. Let me try to close this one. Google Hangouts. Yeah, let me close this one. And there we go. As much as I can do. And let me close this one. There we go. And let me close this one. There we go. Let me know. Okay, so I'm using OBS, right? I'm using OBS, and that's most probably why it's going to be problematic. If I turn off my video capture, all right, I've just turned on my video capture. Let's see, does it reflect? Does it reflect? I don't know if it is reflecting. But what it is actually, even though I've just turned it off, it's still on there. What it is that my laptop, I think I need to clear out my laptop. It's got a lot of information on there, a lot of data that's been taken up, so it's slowing down the computer itself. So maybe if I do that, it will fix the problem. But I can't do that right now. I'm learning. I'm just going through the growing pains, baby. So yeah, talk to me, family. Talk to me. What you lot saying?
If you want some laptops, I know some
yeah.
Get you on the cheap lead.
All right. Now,
Can you get me an iPad? Can you get me an iPad by any chance?
So I want to know, man, has that culprit been found yet? That's what I want to know. But if there's anything else, or if there's not anything else, let me close down this show, and then we can speak off air. But if any of you guys actually want to say anything to me, please tag Titans TV right now. I'm going to read out all your comments. So Ultra Funky says my Hangouts has glitch. I can't unmute or hang up. Help me. Just close the tab. Just close the tab. That's the best thing I can say. Callum, what is your religion? Are you Muslim? Nope, I am not Muslim. Okay, I am Callum. Kind of like I am Legend. All right, so we've got Raz that's just joined us. Yeah, I can't even kick you out for Ultra Funky. Let's quickly see. Tyans, please read what I wrote earlier. You're gonna have to post that up again. I'm not searching through anything. Tyans TV, do you have a panel link or is it calling? So yeah, if you want to just quickly get at me before it's too late, let us post. It's gonna post up. There we go. So I've just posted the link. So there's the link right there. Callum, what is your... Okay, I've read that. Please read what I wrote earlier. I'll be back. Callum, is Kemet or no? Okay. Put the link back in the chat so I can listen in, please. No problem. I discovered that African children don't like their hair braided either. I asked the mother, why do you do it then? She replied her mother did it to her and she hated it too. Trust me. Thanks, Evie. Can you shout me out? Poor print. You just been shouted out. Callum is not defined by an invisible God. Oh man. Africans have been wearing animal hair and human hair for thousands of years. Callum can't claim it's self-hate all the time. Did you read Ivan Van Sermon's book on black women? Of course, yeah, that is true. You are 100% correct that yeah, African women have been wearing other people's hair and animal hair as well inside of their head. That is completely true. But what are we wearing it for today? Why are we wearing those hairstyles today? Who are we trying to emulate? Are we trying to emulate these women thousands of years ago or hundreds of years ago, or are we trying to emulate the popular culture or dominant culture of today? Science TV, you should have a show where you go more in depth about these hair and beauty standards issues. Oh man, indeed. Callum, Speaker's Corner will ever shut down? No. If Speaker's Corner shut down, then that means the whole of the UK has been shut down. All right, so never will that ever happen. Can you get me unbanned from the Discord? Yeah, just message me on Discord and I will unban you. I've found out how to unban recently. Callum, how many black millionaires do you think there are in the UK? I don't know. I haven't done the research. I don't like speaking with ignorance. Alright, I'm home now. What have I missed? You've missed the whole damn thing, Scattered Minds. Just let me know when you're ready to do a show on your channel. Callum, please stop what you're doing. You are our only hope. I'm Speaker's Corner. At Speaker's Corner, you are a role model. Shout out to Andy Masterman. All right, so before I shut down, I believe we've got some new people on the panel. We've got Eric looking like Sarnetta. We've got Sir McIntosh.
Hey, Times TV, thanks for the shout out, man.
Peace,
hey, listen, I got a question.
Yep.
It's an old question, and it's a direct question.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't been asked yet. Why do black men accept black women who wear the weave? Why?
I think that answer, I think there is a multiplicity of factors or different ways to answer that question. From a base level, some of us as black men, we like women with weaves in their hair. We like women that have long hair and so forth, because we ourselves have been indoctrinated on this Euro ideal, or this mainstream ideal of beauty. So us ourselves, we like it, and that's the reason why. Others of us.
Why do we like it, man? We can't touch it. We can't pull it. Right. We can't do anything. We just look at it.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think can I jump on this one if you don't mind, Titan?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that black men have through the history after slavery has always chased a European-centric look on their women, whether it's long hair, blonde hair. The sort of fetishization of white women is also plays a big part of this ideology.
So the social conditioning then?
Yeah, most definitely, because even in Africa recently, there's been a wave of this weave. I call it the weave epidemic. If you look at the way African women, like 20 years ago, or even 10, 15 years ago, they were on this wave of getting their weaves. They were always braided, they always had their own different styles. They weren't on this like Eurocentric wavelength. But ever since the advent of like social media and connecting with the world, these beauty standards that have been pushed in these countries with like stuff like bleaching contributes to the mind of the so-called African, conditioning them to see ideals that are not their own.
Well, then how do we account for men who like women for their afros back in the 60s and even before that?
Yeah, but it was more in the 60s, it was a statement. Be proud of your natural roots, because they've noticed that the men noticed that the women were chasing these European idolized hairstyles and ways of life, and the afro was a statement saying that no, you know what, I'm proud to be who I am. I'm proud of my natural hair. It's beautiful the way it was made. I don't need to be in the class of European standards and stuff like that.
How do we lose that?
Pardon?
How do we lose that? How do we lose that ideology, that sense that, okay, well, black women should be proud of themselves and nationals and what have you? How do we lose it over
we lost it as soon as we integrated into white society. Well, not integrated, because we haven't really integrated, but what I would say, we have assimilated for the worst, I would say, to
We lost our reason for being. That's what happened.
exactly.
Can I quickly?
I would say social media.
That was lost. That was lost. Trying to add to your point, but do you not agree that was lost in time of integration?
Jeez.
No, I'd say social media.
Because after integration, women were still wearing afros and brothers were still hanging with them.
Yep. Real quickly though. Hold on. One second. Real quickly. I just wanted to read this out before it's too late. Joe Haslam drops a power comment right here. It says here, yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. Let me repeat that again. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, so I'm changing myself. Man like Rumi. Okay, Rumi. Shouts out to Ashanti Black as well that's joined us. Yeah, shouts out to you guys. You guys continue the conversation though.
But changing himself to what, though?
Yeah, but what I was saying is, like, so I feel like if you look at the state of mind of years after integration, you can see the decline of the black identity, or what is known as the African identity in the diaspora on the continent. You see the way after integration, the loss of history and the loss of knowledge of self has contributed to a lot of ailments in the black community and the African community, which are both intangible and distinct. You see that the devaluation of the black identity or the African identity and the upliftment of the white identity and the white values a lapse in the society of African peoples around the world, and this has resonated through modern day history, and you see this with people like certain traditions in the African American community and Caribbean community have been like Europeanized, like certain like for example, carnival is now like it doesn't stand for the values that it once stand. Like you've seen the whitewashing of African identity around the world. After
what happened?
Integration.
Where there are countries where people are predominantly black. Okay,
but they're still being pushed again. They're still being pushed. The ideology, the white superior way of life is not, and they're also being pushed with the media and the propaganda of colonial times. You see, people don't realize that whatever the Africans in the diaspora went through, the Africans on the continent went through probably more. Because if you never heard of Leopold, the King of Belgium, what he did to the Congos, 80 million dead, the slave plantations on the continent as well. So when you talk about colonization, you need to understand that it affects us people, it affects like all of us in the continent and the diaspora equally. And this notion that people in Africa had a utopia of their own civilization as he's not disrupted by outside forces.
Say that they went to hell with their own leaders, with their own black African leaders who fought to get their independence, and their leaders treated them worse than the Europeans.
No, that's
it is true. Look at Idi Amin.
Hold on. Before you jump there, hold on. Before you jump there, you shouldn't bastardize the history. Let's say what exactly happened. So when African people in the continent got their independence, people like Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara, all these people that were heading the nations were moving Africa forward. Ghana was borrowing money to South Korea and to many South Asian countries. So was Nigeria. So was all these African countries, and also they had Ghana had their own nuclear plant, but they were moving forward. And guess what happened? The CIA came in and assassinated every single one of them. Some of them fled, like Kwame Nkrumah, he fled to Romania. And the position, and guess what? The same people that they put in position in the 60s and 70s are still in places of power today. So, and the reason they're there is to give the leeways and to give favoritism to these European companies that exploit the African population. But these people you see in power today are not put in power by the people; they're put in power by the powers of the elite of the colonialists. So when you're talking about African, there's not being this, you don't represent continents,
That's what's up. Hey, peace, family. I just wanted to jump in.
Okay, go ahead, brother.
Just wanted to jump in real quick because I'm at work. But I wanted to jump back to what Callum was talking about previously as far as black people culture or blacks our culture. I would totally agree with him as far as there's a psychotic issue within our people, and it definitely ties back to some of what happened to us as a people. So I definitely agree with him is that the culture has been something that's been given to us by other people, and that's why we're not operating in the correct manner that we're supposed to be operating in. And then also, I want to agree with the brother that just got off, who spoke about the people that were, even me, my folks are from Ghana, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely see what Nkrumah was doing and what happened when he was trying to move forward and put people, other nations on the continent together. So I just wanted to say that real quick. So I want to thank you guys, and also peace to you, Kalam, for for sharing the link, and I'll definitely try to get up with you guys later. Peace.
All right, peace, Ashanti. But the point of the matter is this: there were people who were willing to resist, right? Like Kwame Nkrumah, right? He wasn't the only one, right? So what I'm saying is this: you have to have courage to resist. I can understand why he left when he was being persecuted. At the same time, he did take a stand, and there were other people who took a stand. You see what I'm saying? So,
yeah, but you forgot to mention Eric. It's all one and said, but you forgot to mention what happened to those things. They were all put an example of anyone that would go against dissent were all killed. What happened to Lumumba of Congo? What happened to Thomas Sankara? What happened to Aïdjo? What happened to all these leaders forward? They were rivaling the East and they were rivaling the West. What happened to them? They were all shoved. The same thing that's happening in the Middle East days has been happening in Africa for generations. These companies and these Western nations using people that are not even African to infiltrate these systems through lobbyists and organizations. See that they work for the UN, they work for these non-governmental organizations, but the same non-governmental organization works for a branch of the CIA that is used to distil helmets in Syria. I've also seen this from many organizations in Congo that are there for a specific reason.
I understand what you're saying. And I agree with you to a point. But, okay, you give up the resistance, though. Because if you give up the resistance, guess what? You enslave yourself, do you not?
Yeah, but you need to realize that people's backs could be broken. Like, people don't realize that people have their limits. People are ready to only die for something they can see is tangible. So if they're fighting for something that each day, each time they fight for, they've been breaking down, they're gonna end up stuck. Look what happened to Libya, where everyone's talking about these migrants and these immigrants coming into Europe and stabilizing. Who called on the person that was holding this wall together? 50,000 sub-Saharan Africans and black Libyans were killed. The whole city of people wiped out the map because the West decided to bomb Libya for oil. This is a reoccurrence in these places. See, all these nations of African countries, they're not the doing of Africans, they're the doing of the West. And people need to realize that, look, people in the diaspora, instead of saying that you Africans need to wake the fuck up, but think about this year. If the people in the diaspora would actually pull the money together and lobby these groups to leave Africans, the continent alone, things will get better. But the point of what I'm trying to make out of all this is this: that the West are very sly and they know exactly what they're doing. Really think they're going to allow African? If they do this, yeah, the economic power of the West would collapse because everything that the West uses comes from Africa. The computers.
Okay, real quickly,
Box.
family. Let me just interrupt you lot real quickly. I need the comment section down below to let me know if you guys want me to continue the show or start a new show. And what I mean by that is we're gonna have to start a new show if you want us to continue the show. I would rather run it on Google Hangouts, so it's easier for everybody to actually digest the information or hear what's going on. Because you said that the stream keeps messing up, so I'd rather not let the show mess up. So I want to review how the show has been, and if you guys do want a better show and a better quality show, I can run it via Google Hangouts. Okay, so you're saying start a new show, Google Hangouts, etc. All right, so this is what I will do. Family, everybody who's here right now, I would love for you guys to stay in, continue conversating, and I will set up a new show. And if we can get some more women onto the panel, that would be awesome. I believe we have Betty, who's here. Who else said that they wanted to join, or it would be good for women to join? I think it was Lily. I believe it was Lily. Somebody like that, anyway. So if we can get some women onto the panel, that would be absolutely awesome. I think I'm just gonna, state what I said in the earlier show, all right? And then I'll open up for you guys just to discuss anything that's circulating around that type of topic.
And Tim's TV, would you encourage the men on the panel to allow the women to talk? I've noticed a lot of times the women, when they start to talk, they over talk.
Yeah,
make points.
Definitely. Like when we have women on here, we show them the highest amount of respect, and it's the women definitely get their ability to say what they would like to say. On Titans TV, we have the rules. Okay, we have the rules where everybody has to keep their mics muted and respect everybody else's conversation or cipher. All right. So let me quickly shut this show down. Okay. Okay, let's see where it is. Okay, so I'm going to shut the show down. Hopefully, it will shut down by simply pressing stop streaming. And then afterwards, I would love to get you guys to come on, okay? I'm going to create a new show with a new link to join the Google Hangouts. And everybody who is inside of the Hangouts right now, right, you're going to have the first opportunity or chance to be a part of this new panel. All right, let me shut this down.